Hi guys, it's Harvey from All Parts Pool and Spa. This is a page out of a Jandy heater, and the reason why I want to show it to you, this is a correct way on a Jandy to check for your gas pressures. Remember when I said manometer? This is a YouTube liquid-filled manometer. And the reason why they go to a liquid-filled manometer is because they're accurate and they never fail. In most states, especially in North Carolina, the ones that they mainly sell, the gauge one, the physical gauge one, is illegal. And the reason why they're illegal, just argument's sake, we are checking for gas pressure. And it goes up to 10 inches of water column. We shut off everything and we wait to 15-20 minutes checking for gas pressure. We think everything's fine. We unplug our manometer and we throw it in our gauge. Well, how about if it's old? It could be brand new and it locked up at that certain pressure. Didn't go down because the gauge failed. Well, on a liquid manometer, the gauge can't fail because water seeks its own level. That's why a YouTube liquid-filled manometer is the correct way to go. So in most states, this is a Harvey thing, okay? And you would have to check really what your state. You could ask your gas person, well, I heard on YouTube this thing's wrong. Nah, he didn't know what he's talking about. Well, you would really have to go into your local Department of Insurance to really find out. But this liquid-filled YouTube manometers are the way to go if you want an accurate reading, especially if you're doing your own things and you want to check for leaks. Remember, certain times you can't check on the high side of a second stage regulator for this because you would blow out the water. The other thing about liquid-filled manometers, especially like on the stay-rights and everything else, yes, anything that's really blower assisted to actually suck the gas out, like on the stay-rights, you can check by pulling out before but after it. If you would hook this liquid manometer up to the gas valve on a stay-right, you would suck that water completely out and back into the blower and into unit. All right, that's where you would need a digital negative manometer. Okay, you would need a digital manometer that's negative, but that's on the stay-right units and a couple others. I would have to look them up. But anyway, this is where they're calling about gas pressure, and gas pressure is very critical. I mean, this, like I said, this is out of an old Jandy manual, okay? Excuse me, Jandy manual, all right? Like I said, all my things are live, guys, and every once in a while I ramble. But anyway, I want to get on teaching, and that's what helps me. I haven't taught in 20 years, and I want to start getting back in teaching. And that's why I'm doing these YouTubes, to start learning to teach in front of classes again, how to talk. But anyway, that's what happens when you grow up on the Long Island, okay? You get this New England accent nobody can understand except, people from New England. I got a strong New England accent. But anyway, this is where it is critical. It doesn't say, okay, on natural gas, it wants 4 inches of water column to these burners, and that's when it's on. If you don't have this regulator on it, she's going to add zeros, all right? It wants 4 inches of water column. See? Oh, here, I didn't even look. This one, remember when I said I didn't even, this is live, guys. Remember, you have to read and understand your liquid manometer. This is where they want 4 inches of water column. And they are showing 4 inches of water column. There's 2 negative and there is 2 positive. You add these. That's why you must read and understand your manual on your manometer, because some of them would have a 4 here. So you don't multiply. So you really got, I can't express enough, you need to read and understand your manual on everything. When you buy a piece of equipment, read and understand the manual. All right? So this one, you add. It would be 2 and 2. There you go. 4 inches of water column. If you were 3 inches of water column on this one, it would be 1.5 inches. 1.5 inches would give you 3. 9 inches of water column, well, it would be 4.5 and 4.5, right? 2 4s are 8s, and the halves 1, so that would be 4.5. 4.5 down, 4.5 up would give you 9 inches of water column. And keep in mind, 60%, especially when colder weather, tanks like to stay warm. Keep in mind, other YouTubes that I did, 60% of your propane tank is non-usable propane. The reason why, she's starting to boil off too much, and you can't maintain these pressures. If you can't maintain pressure, you're going to start sooting up. All right? Keep in mind again, here's your union outside of the cabinet. Again, I am Harvey at All Parts Pool and Spa. A little helpful tip on a manometer reading. Recommend it strongly. You can email me your questions at harveyallparts@gmail.com. Again, this is on a Jandy gas heater. It's old owner's manual. I recommend you read and understand all your owner's manuals. Understand where your gas shutoff valves are. You test them once a month. You test your GFI breakers once a month. And everybody knows where the safety shutoffs are. Okay? It's all about safety, pool chemistry, and having fun. If you start listening to me a little bit more, you guys are going to start enjoying your pools just a little bit. And I hope this was a little helpful tip. Again, I am Harvey at allpartspool and spa.com. Take care.